Hi everyone, it's Whitney. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. So today's video is a what's in my DVR video, and I just thought I would just tell you guys what's in my DVR because I am addicted to reality TV and the addiction is bad. So yeah, I'm still working on that table for two. This is the one I was working on last week on Friday. Hopefully I'll have it done so next Friday you guys don't have to see me doing the same thing again, okay? So I have my little list here for anybody who doesn't know what DVR is. DVR is, oh my gosh, I totally don't have my light pad, but you know what? These symbols are clear, so it's fine. DVR is on my DirecTV cable, and it is where I record all of my shows. And I'm going to go ahead and get started because I have a big list. And I'm going to give you guys a little mini review on some of the shows and tell you what I think about them. So hopefully you guys watch the same shows I watch, or some of these shows, and let me know what you guys think about these shows in the comment section if you watch it. So the first show is Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. And Andy, I think, is just a gossip. He's always, being shady, telling people's business. But I guess that's the life you sign up for when you want to become a housewife or you want to be on a reality show. So yeah, but Andy, I don't know. I don't really watch Andy all the time, so I do delete the show if it's somebody up on the show that I don't want to see. So I don't, watch him all the time, but he's in my DVR. Next up is my all-time favorite lady. She can do no wrong, and it's Judge Judy. I love Judge Judy. I mean, she gets you in and she gets you out. Like, and you can't lie to her either, because she's like, she gets you in and gets you out, basically. And when she gets frustrated, which is mostly all the time, it's kind of funny. So I really love Judge Judy. Like I said, she can do no wrong. Next up is The Real Housewives of Potomac. And thank God the season is over and we're on part 2 next week, next Sunday this Sunday coming up, of the reunion. I just want it to end. It's like a reality show that's never going to end. I'm like, when is it going to end? Like, I just cannot wait. I'm going to run down on the ladies real quick. I don't like Candace. Monique's okay. Karen, I like Karen, and I think she looks really good for her age. Like, she's wearing her age very well. I don't think Giselle is a good friend. I think she's a gossip. Who else is on there? Ashley. I'm not going to comment on her husband. I'm just going to keep my comments to myself about her husband, Michael. And yeah. Oh, and Robin. Did I forget Rob? Yeah, Robin. Robin's okay. Yeah, I like Robin. I don't really like Juan for her, but if it's working for her, I'm happy for her. But yeah, that's what I think about them. Below Deck Mediterranean. I'm excited that the regular Below Deck is coming back because I like the regular Below Deck as well. But Below Deck Mediterranean, I'm loving this season. I am exceptionally happy that Ben, the chef, is back. I mean, I've watched all the seasons of Below Deck. Like, I've watched the regular one. Like I said, the regular one. I've watched all of the seasons. And I'm so glad that Ben, the chef, is back. I love Ben. He is so funny. So I love his food. Like, I just wish I could taste the food. Like, his food looks like it tastes really, really, really good. And I love Joelle. I love Colin. I think Colin's kind of cute. I think Joelle's cute too. So yeah, that's what I think. And I love Sandy. She's funny. And I didn't like the fact on this season of Below Deck when that girl, I believe it was Anastasia, I think that's her name, she was in the galley cooking. And I didn't think that Sandy should have put her in there because she was a third stew, and that type of job is for somebody who knows what they're doing and not somebody who's experimenting. That's just my opinion though. But yeah, that's all I think about Below Deck. Married at First Sight. Now last night, was it last night? No, it was on Wednesday. was the finale. Wasn't the finale episode. It was the reunion episode of Married at First Sight. So that show is over. So I did delete it out my series manager. But when I made the list, I was still watching it. So I'm going to talk about each couple real quick. I love Deanna and Greg together. I thought they made a cute couple. I did notice at the reunion that Deanna's stomach was kind of a little poked out. So I don't know if she's pregnant and she's not saying it, or if just, you know, that's a burrito that she ate. Because I know women, we get bloated sometimes. And then, you know, when we have our time of the month. And then when we eat food, sometimes we get bloated. So women, you know what I'm talking about. I'm glad Amber and Matt broke up, because Matt was a piece of crap and he was the bottom of the barrel of scum. The way that he treated her was not good, and that's all I have to say about him. Jamie and Elizabeth, which I called Elizabeth Big Red because her hair was red. I just loved her hair color. Jamie and Elizabeth, I hope they work out. I don't think they're going to work out because I just don't. Yeah, I just don't. Iris and Keith, I'm glad that Keith is not with her anymore, because Iris talked about her virginity the whole season. And I don't want to be like, you know, graphic, but I do believe that when you're in a relationship, like especially a marriage, like sex is part of a marriage, and you have, you know, to do that. It's not like the main part of it, but it's part of, you know, a marriage. I mean, we're all grown here, so it's part of a marriage, and she should have, you know, considered doing that with her husband. And I give Keith, you know, a tremendous amount of respect, because Keith was very nice to her, and how he let her down. He said the right words, like he chose the right words to say. He was not negative to her. He was not rude to her or anything like that. So Keith, I commend you. You're an amazing man, and I'm sure some woman is making him happy. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, next up is Basketball Wives, and I'm going to just be honest. I think Evelyn, Shawnee, Malaysia, and Kristen are a bunch of bullies, and this is the final season of Basketball Wives that I'm going to watch, because I do not like how they're bullying Cece. I don't like how they're bullying OG, and I think Evelyn knows who she can bully and who she can't bully. So I think Evelyn is not really saying too much to OG, because she knows OG will not accept that. But that's why Evelyn bullies Jen, because Jen isn't going to do anything. So yeah, but I think, like I said, those four girls, Evelyn, Shawnee, Kristen, and Malaysia, they're all bullies, and I don't like either one of them, and I will not be watching Basketball Wives next season because of that. And all the fighting going on too, I don't like all that either. Next up is Jersey Shore Family Vacation, and that show, I am backed up like 3 episodes. It's starting to get on my nerves, so I just haven't been really watching it like that. I did watch the wedding that when Mike got married, and it was a nice wedding. I love his wife, Lauren. I really love her a lot. But what I think is funny is they call her Lawrence. So I'm just like, what is that about? But yeah, but it's starting to get on my nerves. Like, I'm tired of Ronnie and that girl in their relationship, or his girlfriend Jen. I'm tired of their relationship. I honestly believe that he's a man being abused, and he doesn't want to like say that because it's embarrassing. And I believe for a man more than a woman, and I'm not saying it's okay to, you know, hit somebody, but I'm just saying I think it's more for a man. It's like a pride thing. He doesn't want to say he's being abused. But I honestly think Ronnie needs to get out of that relationship, because if he doesn't, I believe Jen will kill him, and then she'll be ending up on one of these other shows that's on my list that I'm going to get to soon. Okay, next up is Cops. And I think Cops is on season like 35. I mean, that show is never going to end. I truly love Cops. I actually love Cops more than I love Live PD. Live PD tends to jump around with their whole show. They tend to hop from like scene to scene to scene, and I don't like that. I just like when cops, you know, shows you a scene, they get to the bottom of it, they arrest the person, and then that's the end of it. So I enjoy Cops, and I'm gonna always watch Cops because I love it. Next up is 60 Days in Narcoland, and this show, I personally, after seeing season 1 and 2 of 60 Days In, I don't think that they should make it anymore, because to be honest with you, somebody's going to get hurt, and they're going to get hurt to where they're like 6 feet deep hurt, like bad, because it's dangerous to go into the jail to tell on people. Like, it just is. Like, I've never been to jail before, so I don't know what it's like in there, but I can imagine people who go in there and they're not even on 60 days in, and then they get beat up for saying something. So I can imagine what they do to somebody who is in there for the show. So I think the show is very stupid and very dangerous, and I don't think it's safe. But hey, it's good entertainment, and I watch it. Okay, next up is Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and this show is getting on my nerve as well. It's too many storylines going on. It's hopping from person to person. It's too much fighting. It's too much yelling. And it's just, Love and Hip Hop used to be really good when it first started with season 1, which was New York, because it seemed more realistic. To me now, it's not as realistic. And the funny thing is, my husband calls it Love and No Hip Hop, because there is no music being made at all on these shows. Like, none. So what I'm thinking about doing too is starting me another like comedy channel reviewing these shows. I don't know yet if that's what I want to do. But if it comes to that, I will let you guys know, because then you guys will get to see a different side of me, like a funny side. So yeah. Next up is, oh my gosh, Worst Cooks in America. And I do watch Worst Cooks in America, the celebrity edition, but right now they're just in the, you know, regular edition. I'm actually want to nominate my husband to go on that show, because he doesn't cook at all. He doesn't know how. So yeah, but that show is really funny, and I love Ann Burrell. And this season they have Bobby Flay up there, and I think he's so cute. Like, oh my gosh. But that show is really good, you guys. So go check it out. It's on the Food Network. I don't know what channel it's on off the top of my head. If you have DirecTV right now, I don't know. But just type in Worst Cooks in America, and it should pop right up. Next up is The Zoo, San Diego. Now, this show is on Animal Planet. I do watch The Zoo. It's just a regular zoo when they're in New York, in the Bronx. And then I have seen their new show that just went off, the aquarium. So I like the zoo. I'm actually from California. I'm from San Diego. I've been to the San Diego Zoo, and I've been to the Wild Animal Park. So it's fun to see, you know, what I've seen in person on TV. So I really like that show. Racing Wives. Racing Wives is a show. It's a new reality show. It's about women who are married to men who are NASCAR drivers, and it's okay. I don't think that the women are in like, it's a reality show, but I'm just saying the women, they're kind of like Stepford wives. Like, they're like, when you're a racing wife, you have to do this and do this and do that. But for me, I personally would be me no matter what. So I would not do what I, you know, because what they say do. So that's all I'm going to say about that show. But it's the new show. It just is the first season. It just started. So yeah. And I believe it's on CMT. Next up is The Real Housewives of Orange County. That is the first Housewives that has ever been out. I love Housewives of Orange County. It's by far my favorite because, like I said, it's the first one that came out. The first thing I thought when I saw the new season was, where's Vicky at? Why is she not on the intro? Because I can't take Tamara. I can't take anybody else. I love Vicky. So I just want Vicky back. That's all I want. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Next up is Black Ink Crew Compton, and that's a new show about, like, you know, tattoos and stuff like that, the people who tattoo. Right now it's fairly new, so I haven't really, you know, can't really say too much about it, but from what I'm seeing, it's not a show that I really like. And that one girl up there, Voodoo Doll, she's getting on my nerves because she continues to talk about her cult, like she grew up in a cult, and she continues like every episode to talk about that. Like, girl, we got it. Don't talk about it no more. We got it. You were in a cult. You grew up in a cult. We got it. Nothing annoys me more than somebody who keeps repeating the same thing in an episode constantly. We got it. Next up is Black Ink Crew New York, and that's the first Black Ink Crew. And to be honest with you, it needs to end. I cannot take any more of Black Ink Crew New York. It's too much. It's got to end. So whoever's in charge of it, end it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Next up is the show that Ronnie's girlfriend, Jen, is going to end up on, is Deadly Women. That is on the ID channel. And let me tell you guys, I am addicted to the ID channel. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. They have so many new shows on there, and I stay watching that channel because I love it. And those women on there are crazy. I mean, I seen an episode where this lady cut her husband into like pieces, and then she cooked him and ate him on Thanksgiving, like for dinner, and it was the weirdest thing. So yeah, Ronnie's girlfriend Jen is going to end up on that show if he doesn't like leave her. Next up is Power. Now, this is the final season of Power, and this is an amazing, amazing show, and I love it. And I think Ghost is really hot. His real name is Omari Hardwick. I think he's really sexy, and I love Lorenz Tate. Like, I've seen like almost all of his movies, and I think he's an amazing actor, and I really, 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 really do like him. Next up is Growing Up Hip Hop New York. This is the first season of it. It's got like Ja Rule, Fat Joe's son's up there, which I think Fat Joe's son Ryan, I think he's really cute. Yeah, but I don't like ODB's son YDB. Like, I don't like him. Ja Rule's son, I think, looks just like him. He's like a spitting image of him. So yeah, like, he cannot deny that that's his son, because that's your son. I think that, also with Growing Up Hip Hop New York, they need to get rid of Angela Simmons, JoJo Simmons. Like, I don't know why every Growing Up Hip Hop show has them up there. Like, they are steady thrusting them in our face in every show, in every seat. Like Growing Up Hip Hop LA, Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. Like, I am tired of seeing them on all of these shows. Like, I cannot at all. And that's all I'm going to say about them. Next up is Air Disasters. I talked about this in last Friday's video. That is one of the reasons I fear the airplane, because of what I've seen from that show. Next up is American Monster. This is a show that's on the ID channel, and it's a really good show. It's like about, they show video footage of families and how the families were happy, and then someone in the family ends up killing someone in the family, or something bad happens. So it's a really, really good show. Check that out on the ID channel. I don't know what day it comes on because I didn't write all that down. Next up is Married to Medicine Atlanta. And I think this is like the 6th, 7th, I don't know. This show also is irking my nerves. Alright, you guys, I'm back. The video cut off. Okay, so like I was saying, I was watching Married to Medicine Atlanta, and that show is irking my nerves. It just is. I'm sick of it. I'll be happy once it's over with. And I personally do not want a doctor who is doing surgery on me, who is my personal doctor, on a reality show. Whether you're a doctor or dentist, I don't want you on a reality show. That's just me. But yeah, they're getting on my nerve. And I don't know if I am the only person in the world that thinks this about Married to Medicine Atlanta. But I cannot stand, like, with a passion, the way that Quad speaks. Like, her voice is just not, like, I cannot with her. Like, I cannot. That's just, yeah. Let's move on. Okay. Next up is Teen Mom 2. And I'm going to give a rundown on all the moms. Jade is from Teen Mom Young and Pregnant, so she's back and she's on the show. I guess she's replacing Janelle, and I'm not going to say anything about Janelle because I'm just not. But I think she's replacing Janelle, but she's got her storyline going and whatnot. And I guess like her and her boyfriend should not have bought a house together or anything like that because they stay arguing. Next up is Leah. Leah doesn't have too much going on, which is why I don't know why she's still on the show. Like, she has nothing going on. And I think Leah, her daughters are very, I don't know how to put it. They're very, I don't know. I'm trying to say it without seeming like I'm being mean, but they're very grown. Like, the way that they act older than what they are. They act like they're like teenagers, like becoming young adults, like 17, 18. They act very old for their ages. That's just what I think. Chelsea, I think, needs to not have any more children right now because she seems to have panic attacks, and she's having panic attacks, and she's always like stressed out, and I believe it's because she has 2 little kids that are close in age, and that can be very stressful, which is why my son is 6 and I don't have another one. So I think Chelsea's, you know, being a stay-at-home mom, and her husband Cole, who I love Cole. Her husband Cole works all day, so she's home with the 2 little kids, and Aubrey's at school, and it's just a lot for her. So I just think that, yeah, Chelsea doesn't need to have any more kids right now. And I do think Chelsea should go to counseling because that was mentioned in, I believe, the first episode. I think she should. And, you know, dealing with Adam and his shenanigans. And, yeah, I'm not going to say anything about Adam. Next up is, who else is on this show? Who else is on here? Okay, Brianna. I don't know why Brianna's on the show at all. I don't like Brianna at all. And it's not that she dated Javi or anything like that. It seems to me that Brianna, every season on the show, has a new boyfriend. And it seems that she has to be with somebody. Like, she cannot be single. Some women are like that. I think it's called like a hopeless romantic. Like, they have to be with somebody. Because I think I watched a show before, and Jennifer Lopez said that she's like that. Like, she doesn't like to be alone. And I think that's what Brianna is dealing with. But Brianna needs to focus on her kids, and she, I think, needs to take a break from dating. Like, she just needs to stay single and focus on her kids right now. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying anything else. She's not a bad mom. I think she's a really good mom. I just think she needs to focus on being single and like getting to know herself. Okay, and lastly is Kaylin. I love Kaylin. I think she's a great mom. I also think that her youngest child's father, Lux's dad, Chris, I think she's like head over heels in love with him, and he's not in love with her as much as she's in love with him. And she's always mentioning him, and I just think she needs to stop mentioning Chris. And Chris is also really hot too, and that's it. Was that everybody on Teen Mom 2? I think it was. Okay. Next up is Raven's Home. Now, Raven's Home is on the Disney Channel, and I watched her show That's So Raven. I'm actually going to purchase all of the seasons on Amazon Prime Video and watch them because I love that show, and I love her spinoff Raven's Home. I think it's really, really, really good. And that's, you know, that's pretty much it with that one. Next up is Judge Mathis. And like Judge Judy, I love him. I actually don't love Judge Mathis. I love the show. I love, you know, I like what he does. You know, I like that his background. I actually read his book. And I like, you know, that he is a judge. Like, he was in jail. He went through a lot to become a judge. Like, getting denied and everything like that. Like, having a criminal past. So what he does is educate people, and I love it. I mean, he's a good example for somebody who's been in jail and thinks that it's the end of the world. They cannot get out and do anything. He's a perfect example of you can. But the one person I love on his show is his bailiff Doyle. I think he's really hot. That's just my opinion. I just do. And that's all I'm going to say about Doyle. Moving on. Next up is Unexpected. Now, this is on the TLC channel, and this show is about girls who are pregnant, becoming mom. It's kind of like 16 and Pregnant, but I think that those girls are very grown up for their age. Like, having a child as a teenager, and I'm not bashing anybody. I did not have a child as a teenager. I hated kids at one point. I was refused, like I was not having one. I have family members who were teen moms, and that's on them. I personally was not a teen mom, and yeah, it just, like, those girls seem like they're going through so much trying to be parents. And one of those girls up there, Michaela, is actually, well, she's already had the baby. She's got an 18-month-old, and she's like super pregnant, about to have another one. And she's like living with her grandparents, and I just think that they spoil her. And I'm like, girl, you need to move out of their house. They're old. They're not going to live forever. What are you going to do when they pass away, or when they become where they can't help you out? So Unexpected's a good show, but them girls on there are just, like I said, they're having a baby young. It's not easy. And if you are thinking about having a child young, you go watch that show and it'll change your mind. Next up is on WeTV is a show called Fatal Attraction. It's about people who basically they're in relationships or something and they get murdered. It's a show that I believe should be on the ID channel, but it's on WeTV, so whatever. But yeah, it's a good show. Next up is the Wendy Williams show. Now, Wendy's show, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I watch it on a medium fast forward, meaning I fast forward through most of it. I basically look at hot topics. I see who's on the show. And if it's someone I don't want to see, I instantly delete it. I don't watch the whole thing. Wendy tends to say some things that I don't like. And also, another thing that annoys me with Wendy is when she eats, like when she's on the eating segment. I watched it one time, her eating segment, and a guy was making guacamole on that segment, and he had a potato masher mashing up guacamole, which is a great idea. So I'm going to start doing that when I'm making guacamole. But he was mashing it up, and she took that potato masher and she ate, like licked it. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I totally cannot watch her eat. And then she eats and she smacks, and like, I cannot. It annoys me so bad. Like, I cannot stand someone with bad table manners. And also, Wendy puts hot sauce on everything, which I think is very offensive. If you are a chef and you're on a show and you go up there, you want people to taste your food without drowning it in hot sauce. And I think that's very rude of Wendy Williams to do that. And that's why I don't watch those segments. But like I said, I fast forward through most of it. I just watch it to see what she's talking about, and that's it. Next up is Deadline Crime with Tamron Hall. This is a show on Investigation Discovery. I believe it comes on Sundays. I could be wrong. It could come on Mondays. So don't like quote me on this. But it's kind of like On the Case with Paula Zahn, if you watch that, where, you know, if people get murdered and she's talking to the family about it and things like that. I'm just very intrigued with like shows like that. Like, I like shows like that. I've had a family member that was murdered before, and to this day, like, it's kept secret. Like, if the guy, like, it's a big, you know, it's a big secret. And that's what really got me into like wanting to watch these shows. I actually wanted to be a police officer at one point when I was younger, because of my family member being murdered. But that's another topic, so let's not get on that. But yeah, Tamron Hall's show is amazing. I heard she has a talk show too. If anyone's watched it, get in the comment section and let me know how it was. Because I haven't watched it and I don't like to waste my time watching something if it's not worth watching. And the last and final show that I have on here, and my mother-in-law got me watching this, and yeah, it is called Chopped, and it's on the, is it the Food Network? Yeah, it's on the Food Network. I think it's the same, yeah, the same channel as Worst Cooks in America. And like 4 chefs start, and they have to cook for 3 judges, and then after each cooking session, someone gets, you know, kicked off the show, and they call it Chopped. And then the person who wins gets, and these are actual chefs that have restaurants and stuff. The person who wins gets like $10,000, and they do whatever they want to do with it, I guess. One girl got sauces. She wanted to open up a line of sauces, and another guy wanted to win for his family, his son. He didn't win though. He got 2nd place. So yeah, it's just one of those type of shows. So it was really, really, really good. I love it. Okay, you guys. So that is all for my shows. I personally think that I have a good amount of shows that I watch. I have a good array of them. A lot of them, like I say, are reality shows. And I don't know. Reality TV has like taken over the world. And yeah. You guys get in the comment section and let me know, would you ever go on a reality show? I would never do it because I have a son and I do not want to embarrass him. And also, I will not be put in a show with someone who throws a drink in my face or anything, like who like does anything like that. And like, I cannot, like I cannot. So let me know if you guys would get them like on a reality show, because I want to know. So yeah, those are all the shows that I like to watch. You guys get in the comment section and tell me what shows you like to watch, because I want to start trying to like branch out and watch different shows. So that would be great. So I don't want to make this video too long because it's already like, I don't know, 20, 30, 35 minutes, I think. So that is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching my Friday video, what's in my DVR. If you guys have any topics for me that you want me to talk about, put it in the comment section and I will write them down. And any questions for me, and I will answer them whenever I get the chance to. And more than likely, I'll answer them on a Friday video. So I will see you guys all in my next video, which is tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.